Hi guys, Freaky Fishka here with another video for today at Locals. We're here today with Tim. Tim came 4th place at 26 player OTS with Cyberdark, and I thought that's pretty interesting, so we're going to get a deck profile. Tim, show us what we got.
Okay, so we've got 12 starters. We've got 3 Cyber Dragon Core, 3 Cyber Dark Claw, 3 Cyberdark Realm, and 3 Cyber Emergency. Basically, the goal of this is to end up with Cannon Engrave, or Cyberdark Cannon Engrave, and normal summoning a Cyberdark. This will usually give you the additional normal summon. This is what you need to get to. But Core can add Realm, and Emergency can add Claw, so it all kind of leads to the same thing. And Claw just adds Realm, which is a bit less good because you don't have the extra normal summon, but if you've got something else normal, you can still kind of do combos with that.
Cool.
Then other kind of garnets for the engine, I guess, soft garnets, is 1 Cyberdark Edge, 1 Cyberdark Horn, and 1 Cyberdark Cannon. So Cyberdark Edge and Horn, they have like really inconsequential effects. This one gives piercing, this one can attack directly for half damage.
Yo.
Cannon's the important one though. Basically, if you attack with a Cyberdark while it's equipped and you get to damage count, you can Foolish Burial, and it's just any monster. And also, if it's sent to the graveyard while equipped, you just draw a card.
Is that Foolish Barrel from the extra deck as well?
Claw Foolish Barrel.
Oh, Claw Foolish Barrel. Okay, cool. So you got a Foolish Barrel and a Foolish Barrel from extra deck.
Yeah. Then, so you've got a couple of targets for the cannon. So you've got Eldritch. This works. This is more if you're like not going for lethal. You can send this and get some value because you can send either cannon if you need a way to get to the draw, or you can send Realm if you want to keep the cannon for some reason.
Yeah.
And the other one is Gizmek Orochi. This is when you just want to push for games. You can just quick effect during the battle phase after the attack, banish it from the top of your deck, throw this out, and get more damage in.
You can also, I guess, add the Eldritch to hand and like use it for removal that way. Is that what
yeah, if you hard draw the Eldritch, you can use that. It's better in that's better in metas where there's more board breakers, because you don't really have that many spells and traps in this deck, surprisingly. Like, you don't really want to be pitching Realm, because that's usually how you're getting things started. Cool. The other gunner is Cyber Dragon. You're playing Cyber Dragon Core, so sometimes you just get a free monster out of it, and that's pretty good. Next, we've got the real power behind the deck, I feel, is 3 Magician Souls and 2 Illusion of Chaos.
It's just so weird seeing this engine in Cyberdark. It's like, okay, we're going to take a really budget-fun anime deck, and we're going to put in money.
Yeah, basically, that is what is happening here. The value that you can get, like, it's similar to how it's used in Brave. Like, you just send resources that you're kind of done with, and you get more cards. The cool thing with Cannon is obviously you draw another card just from sending it. So if you send it and Realm off of Souls, you draw 3.
Oh wow!
And if you send Claw, you get to add a Cyberdark back, which is good for recursion.
So there's loads of synergy with sending stuff with Souls.
Yeah, for sure.
Cool.
Then this is the most boring part of the deck, I guess. 2 Fusion Destiny and Dash of Celestial. So basically, this is a really important part of going first, but also it's just, I don't know, it's DP.
Yeah, you can't not play
the format, I guess. Yeah.
I'm over here literally like
really good.
pendulum summoning frogs to make DP.
Yeah. Then we move on to the interaction. So we've got the Gamma package. This is really important for something I'll bring up later, but it also is just generally good. Like, obviously getting rid of the body is really important. Yeah, and also, yeah, going second, if you can go like Cyberdark Realm and then they negate it, and then you Gamma whatever they negate with, then you're probably just winning the game. It's a free like Halka Fibrax, which is generally a free access code. It's kind of insane. You've got 2 Ash, 2 Ogre, 2 Veiler, 2 Imperm, 1 Nib, and 1 Droplet. So this is obviously real weird.
Yep. I think I can go why.
So there's it's pretty obvious why, I think, and that is because of 3 crossovers.
Yep.
So part of it is just, you just want a variety of hand traps to be able to stop. But yeah, that's why like Nib and Droplet are at 1. You could probably cut Droplet and like not really worry about it. It didn't really come up much for me today. But like Nibiru is something I'm not that afraid of, but sometimes you draw it and it's nice. But outside of that, sometimes you have to extend, and having cross out, being able to hit Nib is really good for you.
What I like about this is sometimes with like cross out decks, you see people just playing like one of everyone. They're playing like 5 hand traps,
Yeah.
and they don't really use the hand traps. With this, you're still playing what, like 10?
So when I was building this deck, I was originally also doing one of each, and I realized that just seems a bit
Pointless.
flimsy.
Oh yeah.
So this deck is actually 45 cards.
Okay. Yeah.
And the 5 slots are basically one more of each hand trap. And I think because you've got 12 starters, and even if you're not drawing starters, you're still finding ways to get to like Verte or stuff like that. Like
Yeah,
you're
any two
probably
will
going to be
do.
able to do something.
Yeah.
So I think having the 5 extra slots is important for making cross out work. Also, sometimes you just draw these,
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
if you need to cross them out, that's rough. The last card in the main deck, and the other big reason I chose to play cross out, is Artifact South.
Yes.
So the goal here is, so this is kind of a going second deck, because you want to have the battle phase so you can attack with your Cyber Darks and get your value off of that.
Yep.
But sometimes they're going to make you go first if they've kind of caught on to that, or sometimes you just have to go first because you're not winning going second. And that's what Scythe's there for. So going first, Souls plus like Cyber Dragon Core gets you to a Scythe lock.
Yeah.
And going second, you can cross out Scythe, or cross out Calling Scythe when your opponent like
Tries to Scythe lock you.
tries to Scythe lock you, yeah. And at that point, they either have the Brave Engine,
Yep.
at which point you need another hand trap. I don't know what to tell you. You need something else for that. But most of the meta here isn't really playing Brave, so you can get away with it for the most part. But that is the other reason I'm playing the Gamma package. If you go against Brave, if you go cross out Scythe, they chain Griffin Rider because they want to get their Scythe lock through. You Gamma them. You just win the game.
Yeah.
You just win the game. You got your free Hulk. You stop the Scythe lock. You've got 2 free bodies on board.
You burn a negate. Yeah, this is pretty cool.
So that is the main deck.
There's some hand trap theory with Tim.
Yeah, I don't know if it's ironclad, but it's
That
something.
sounds good to me. You put more thought into it than I did.
Then for the extra deck, so we've got a little Charmer package.
Oh.
So this is really good. Obviously, if just through the course of the game, people use hand traps, and this is a good way to utilize that in order to get to stuff like you can link climb with this, get to Selene, and then from there you can usually bring back a Souls, and then you can get to access code and that kind of thing.
It's so cool.
To push for game.
It's so cool seeing people play multiple Charmers because most people play like one. They play like one Heater and Salamangreat or Dark and Dragon Link.
Yeah, I think it's good to have a little toolbox. Obviously, the Almirage is there because there isn't really a good fire monster in the deck unless you normal summon Ash, I guess.
Yeah.
But using this on like a Cyber Dark that you've already sent the cannon off of or something like that works quite well. Then we've got Halqifibrax. This card's kind of insane. As I said, with Gamma and Driver, you just turn it into Halqifibrax, you go get Vela, and then you can link climb from there.
Yep.
Then we got Dagda. This is part of the going first plan of just
Dagda Scythe.
Dagda Scythe. You've got Verte, you've got DP.
Yep.
You've got IP Masquerena and Nightmare Unicorn. This didn't come up for me today. I feel like I could probably cut this and not really worry too much. But it's if you've gone through the other stuff, you can turn 2 non-link monsters into an IP. If you've got something else lying around, you can Nightmare Unicorn in mid-game just on your opponent's turn just to interrupt them.
Kind of like a plan B.
Fine.
Like turn 3
More
plan
like
B.
Plan D or something, really. But then we've got Selene. As I said, that's kind of what you're trying to climb to with all of this. And then we've got Appaloosa and Access Code. Appaloosa, again, didn't really come up. I feel like I could cut this as well now that I've got a different going first plan, effectively. And Access Code, you need that to just go for game.
Yeah.
The last 2 in the extra deck is Mega Fleet. You're playing Cyber Dragon Core, and your opponent's going to have things in the extra monster zone sometimes. So
And you're blinding second.
Kind of just free, yeah. And then the other one is Herald of the Arclight. So this is so you can send it off of Claw and get souls for
Yeah.
3 value.
I asked him at like half through the locals how he's doing, and he told me he was doing pretty good. And he explained this: so you go attack with something with claw.
Yeah.
Claw send herald. Herald search illusion, and then illusion can then search souls for your main phase 2. Just get more resources.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's really big brain. I've never seen anyone do that in Cyberdark. I like I said, most of the Cyberdark decks I watch are just Unga Bunga make towers or Unga Bunga make Dragoon.
This deck can't work still trying to make Cyberdark end. I just don't think that's a thing. You can also make this. Souls plus Ash or Ogre makes that if your opponent's only interaction is Droplet or something.
Yeah.
It doesn't come up much, but sometimes.
That's kind of cool. I still can't get over the fact you're playing like no Cyberdark fusions.
They're just terrible.
They are just terrible. And that's why I was like, wait, you're playing Cyberdark and you came 4th at locals? I need to get this up profile.
Yeah. So for the side deck, we've got 3 Droll.
Yep.
So this is for Flouanderies. Like that, I feel like against the kind of combo decks, I've got a decent plan already in the main deck, but Flouanderies is just... nothing I'm doing is really working with what they're doing, so I need a big plan for them. Lanciers, similar reason, but also like against Phantom Knights, they're pretty good. Token Collector against Brave. You only play 1 because you can send it off of Cannon.
Oh yeah!
And that's pretty good.
Cannon's basically dangerous.
But yeah, Token Collector's really obnoxious against Brave decks. It's really strong. Twin Twisters. I actually really love Twin Twisters. Like, it's really good against Prankers because you kill their like pranks and their Pandemonium. It's really good against Flouanderies because you can stop them, like for the same reason as pranks, really, because all their shit happens in the main phase.
So you go so dual or standby Twin Twisters. Yep.
Yeah.
I 100% agree.
Duster. This could honestly be a 3rd Twin Twister. It just feels like a really powerful card, and
see, this is the problem that I really fell into. Is like I've got to play Duster because it's a one-off, right?
You really don't have to. Sometimes I think I might actually change this to
the
Twister.
twin. That's what
It just feels like I have to play it. But the other reason is that there's a reasonable amount of chance that people are playing stuff like Altergeist here, and that is why I'm also playing Red Reboot.
Yeah.
Because it just wins you the game against them. So the last 4 cards in my side are a bit of an oddball. So there's 1 evenly matched. This is really just so I can cross out it if I'm really worried about it.
Oh, yeah, that's
Could
fair.
definitely come out, but it's there.
It's there.
The last thing, which didn't come up, I'm sad to say, but I think is really cute, is 3 Winged Dragon of Ra Spear Mode.
Yes.
So this is for the Flouanderies matchup. And the idea is, and I'm going to ruin the whole play by explaining it.
Yep.
Essentially, what you can do is, so if your opponent's gone Barrier Statue and Pen, and they've got the full setup,
Yep.
if you go to your main phase and then attempt to go to the battle phase, that sends a pretty clear message that you're going to try and evenly match them.
Yeah.
So at that point, they're going to go Dreaming Town, make Avian.
Yep.
So now you're in main phase of 1.
Yep.
They've got M-Pen, Barrier Statue, Avian.
Yep.
So you slap this down.
That is very big brain.
And then you activate your Cyberdark Realm and you do your thing.
That is very big brain.
And that's the goal of that. Unfortunately, I didn't play any Flunder, so it didn't cover. But it's also not bad against combo. Like if you really just need to, if they just make a big board, like it also beats stuff like Herald, Borrowed, Savage, DP, right?
Yeah.
Like you can just tribute all 3 of them. So it can come up for that. It's not its primary purpose. I mostly wanted to try for the cute Flunder play, but it's there for.
That brings up a good point, because earlier in my round 1 I was playing against Shoutout Invoked, and I had a hand of Evenly and Lava Golem, and my opponent had a set Schism. So I'm like, okay, I can either go to battle phase and evenly them, or as I attempt to go to battle phase, they'll flip the Schism and summon the Winder, because they don't want to lose like their Schism play.
Yeah.
So I went to battle phase, and at the end of main phase they went activate Schism. I went, all right, I've got them. I can Lava Golem, then still stay in the main phase and combo. And the guy went, okay, activate Schism, banish the things on board, summon the Winder. And I was like, so he's only got 1 monster. So now I can't Lava Golem.
Played around it.
And they evenly still on my hand. I was just like, why'd you do that? I went, in case you had Lava Golem or a Kaiju or something.
Sometimes they're just thinking about it.
Yeah, they just sometimes big brain it.
Yeah.
I was like, yo. But this against Flunder, I love the idea of that. They go, haha, look how you pick Sabian.
That's the problem. Like Lava Golem and Kaijus don't work. But this normal summons.
This normal summons. This is true.
Admittedly, the one flaw to this otherwise flawless plan is it does probably. I haven't looked up the ruling specifically, but I'm pretty sure it triggers a map. But at that point, they've already used Robina Eaglin to set up the Avian. So the idea is they're probably just sitting on like Stree and Token if that's what they're doing.
That is true.
So like, maybe there's a play there. I haven't thought it all the way through, but it sounded really good in theory, and you know, maybe I'll get to apply that theory and see what happens.
Maybe we need to look at like Volcanic Queen rulings under map. Anyway, guys, this was Tim. He came 4th at 26-player OTS, playing blind second Cyber Dark awesomeness, as what I can describe it.
Cyber Dark Souls.
That's a thumbnail. Cyber Dark Souls. Any shout-outs you want to give, Tom?
I will shout out Geek Retreat at Southampton. It's a really nice locals.
I would agree.
I'll shout out Liam for letting me borrow Hulk.
That's quite an important part of the deck.
Yeah. And Joe for lending me a DP engine so I can scythe lot people like a scumbag.
This is the fun
until it gets banned in May, I hope.
The fact it's got a reprint and branded structure deck makes me go, oh no.
I'm really hoping it's a case of like they reprint it at a really low rarity and then ban it a week later. If it's not, yikes.
I mean, they did that with the Maximum Crisis stuff in the tins.
As
like
I
2 weeks
recall,
after
they
it
did
came
it
out.
with Dryden in the tins.
Yeah,
so
literally 2 weeks afterwards it got banned.
Hopefully they'll do it again. Yeah. Because I don't want to play against more sides.
Anyway, guys, any questions, feel free to leave in the comments below. Once again, thank you for Tim, and goodbye.